Hi, my name is Cassandra Landicho, and this is my I Believe video. To me, leisure means to do things that one finds enjoyable for one's own personal development, and they do so without obligation. I believe that the activities we choose for our leisure is a form of self-expression. Knowing some parts about who someone is can explain why people choose the activities that they do in their unobligated time. Whatever time one spends on themselves for no other purpose than to bring pleasure is largely influenced by what they experience in their own lives. According to past times, the text in our class, the context of Contemporary Leisure by Russell, leisure means different things depending on people, places, and the time. So defining it requires journeys to different places, different people, and different times. To fully understand my philosophy of leisure, I'll have to somehow define myself. My own understanding of it has come from experiences in my life and what activities I do, so that explains why I choose to do them. To break me down into 4 demographic categories, I am Filipino, I am Catholic, I am from the Bay Area, and I am a generation millennial. If you had to journey through my life, you would see huge Filipino family gatherings, church celebrations, walking through fresh farmers markets, and communicating via a barrage of social media outlets. As a Filipino, I take pride in my culture by participating in traditional Filipino dancing. This applies to my philosophy's point of personal development, as it helps me learn about my culture and it gives me much needed exercise. Because I am Catholic, I have to take part in some aspect of my church, and this is where I first got started singing in choirs. So right now I join choirs of my own volition because I love to sing, but had I not been obligated to take part in my church's choir, where most of my friends were, I might not have found the confidence or the love for music. Being a part of my church's music ministry in particular has satisfied certain spiritual needs of mine that I can't exactly find in other music programs. This ties into both points of being enjoyable and personal development, but not necessarily on obligated time, because these are segmented times of my week that I have to take part of. Living in California also gives me the luxury of choosing the freshest produce and access to the greatest variety of food in the world. I got inspired at first by watching TV shows, and I wanted to try my hand at cooking. But once I started perusing my town's farmers markets, I realized what a variety of food we have here in the Bay Area that most other towns or most other states don't have access to. We have the freshest produce. So knowing this, I found that I have been more creative in my cooking, and that I've been willing to take risks. I learn, I make an effort to find new recipes online, and it is actually very wholly satisfying as a human being, just being able to provide for myself and for my family in that way, in that capacity, is innately satisfying. Despite this being a chore, I don't see it as a chore because I enjoy cooking, and the chore allows me to expand my skill set and be creative. So for me, cooking with the freshest produce and with the most creativity is a form of leisure. Being a millennial, I have grown up in the golden age of technology, which has its perks and consequences, but for the most part, I feel that I have benefited from all these various media outlets. My generation is known for being too attached to their technology, but I believe that the ignorant tend to believe that there's nothing productive going on but status updates or mindless scrolling. And while I admit that most of leisure time dedicated to social media are about boosting one's ego and possibly shallow entertainment, it is also a great vessel of self-expression and creativity. I blog a lot in my free time, and it consumes most of my daily activities online, but it is unobligated time I willingly spend because this is for my own pleasure, and I do so for my own creative outlet. I have an audience composed of a few friends on my blog and some anonymous people, but this blog is for me and my enjoyment. I vent, I journal, and I create collages as a means of creativity, and it is by far my most favorite activity to do. So these are just a few examples of the activities I choose to do because of where I come from and who I am and what time I was born into, but knowing where anyone comes from in their life also helps to explain why they choose to do the activities they choose. But as I grow as a person, the things I choose for myself will also change. I may not always want to cook when I get older. I may see it as a chore. I might not always enjoy cooking or be as creative as I am right now, but that happens, that changes over time because interests change. And I might not always have access to technology, so I might not always be a blogger, but that is okay. As a person, we always change and we grow, and our activities that we choose to do also change and they grow. And because I know that I'm young, I am aware that my interests will change. I'll find new ways in recreation and leisure to bring myself joy. And for this reason, I believe that the journeys we take in life will shape us and therefore shape how we find our own happiness.